Hi Libra, and welcome to your horoscope for December 2023. Thanks for joining me. It's a pleasure to be with you today. I'm just looking at the lighting here. Okay. So what I'm going to do in this horoscope is I'm going to have a look at how the planets influence you in December, for you guys specifically, Libra. And these horoscopes are for sun sign Libras, moon sign Libras, and rising sign Libras in that order. So by looking at how the planets interact, it kind of gives me a sense of what the planets support over the next kind of 30 days and where some potential challenges are. So the point of these are to inform you of what's going to work really nicely and easily and where you don't have to make much effort, and areas where you have to push harder or things could naturally be more problematic. So the first thing that's interesting about December is that on the 2nd, we've got Mercury, the communication planet, that goes out of Sagittarius in your 3rd house of communication and new beginnings, and it goes into your 4th house of your roots and your family and the things that make you feel like you're at home. So Mercury is the communication planet of ideas and perception. In Capricorn, it means you're very black and white, you're very focused on getting things done, and the outcome, the bottom line is always, well, is this going to work? Is it useful? So any fluff, anything that detracts from what you're trying to do, you're going to find that it's very easy to dismiss. And this being in your 4th house of family, what it allows you to do is, one, it allows you to identify what no longer works. So if you've been in a relationship where you've been frustrated and you're like, is it me? Is it them? Is it whatever? You'll be able to pick and understand what the reason is. If it does have something to do with you or something that you can change, it's like within your control, then you're able to use your energy to work towards improving that. Pluto is also 28 degrees in Capricorn. 28 is 10, that's 1 in numerology, and Pluto is the phoenix rising from the ashes. It's transformation, and Capricorn is the worker. So you feel a huge amount of heat, and there's a lot of fire in this chart on this day, that you're able to pour into your relationships and to say, I want this to improve. So you're someone who isn't going to give up at all here, and you're going to try and save absolutely everything and to say, if I devote myself to it, it can work. So that's great, because certain things need someone behind them like that. This is my dream. I'm going to push until it functions, right? And that's amazing. But then there are other areas of your life where it is outside of your control, and you can bang your head against the wall till it's black and blue, and it'll make no difference. So the amazing thing is that you're able to discern between those two things and really be clever about how you use your energy and to pour it into things which can alter as a result of your input. So you're not at any risk of wasting your time here. It's amazing. The next thing that we've got, Libra, is that Venus goes out of your sign of Libra in your 1st house on the 5th of December, and it moves into Scorpio. So you may feel that your emotions are heavier and clunkier than usual, or more significant, and that you pay more attention to them. As in, I know I don't like this. Usually, I just get on with it and do it. But now I'm like, I'm really annoyed about it. So the magnifying lens is on your feelings. And in the 2nd house, it's particularly about the way you create an income, the way you kind of make a living for yourself. You'll get very clear on what you feel. The other thing I'm getting, though, hand up, is that you may become critical of things you've done in the past and maybe overly willing to dismiss those as I didn't know as much at the time. This isn't my best work. There's an opportunity for you to take something like that and to refresh it and to renew it and to put the knowledge that you've got now onto something that was done in the past, and that can include creative work or a relationship or a decision you made in the past, and you're able to buff it up so that it matches your feelings. So you're the salvager of the chart this month. You're able to take things which have been neglected or which have just been left to grow on their own, and you're able to bring those back in and nurture them back to health or into the direction that you want them to move into. So you're not just the salvager, but you're the parent. And the amazing thing is you can kind of parent your own income and your own output and get it to a spot where you're really delighted and thrilled with it. So you're updating yourself. Version 2.0 of Libra that you want to be instead of version 1.19 or whatever. Okay. 6th of December, we have Neptune going direct. Neptune is an outer planet, and the outer planets are in retrograde like pretty much half the year for each one of them. So it's more about society and the external environment. And with Neptune going direct, you'll notice that clues and hopes and dreams for where you want to get to in your everyday routine or your practical circumstances, it's like the world and your circumstances start speaking to you. And it's almost like you have an inner receptor that says, okay, telegraphed, received, bing, 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 bing. It's like you're getting very clear directions and messages. And then you have the transiting rising and Saturn, the planet of structure and security. They're also in Pisces in your 6th house of work. So it's like, I'm getting all this really specific information, and then I can take that spiritual certainty, one, realize that it's good and right, and I'm not just making this up, I'm actually hearing it. And you can then use your practical ability, Mercury in Capricorn, to make a plan for the future. How am I going to bring this into my life? Yeah, so you're like a spiritual postmaster. I mean, telegrams, when were those? In the 1900s? So I suppose you're getting tweets from the universe, basically, or stories, or whatever. Then we have that continuing until the 12th of December. We have a new moon in Sagittarius happening on the 12th. The new moon is when the sun and the moon, they conjunct. The moon goes pitch black, pulls energy in to get ready for its next 28-day cycle. And in this case, it's pulling in the energy of Sagittarius, the fire sign of adventure and motivation and where am I going to go. And the strongest element of the day is fire, which is your life purpose and passion. With this happening in your 3rd house of communication and perspective and the way you see the world, anything is doable, there are no problems. And if you're someone who's discouraged easily, you find that I am no longer discouraged easily. If you're overly confident, you'll notice that your head swells to unbelievable size, and it's really, I can do anything I want. And I have found, I mean, you know, if someone is overly confident, especially for no reason, if you're sitting around dinner, then that can be a challenge, right? But a lot of overly confident people who don't have the skills to back it up, it's their confidence that allows them to often create the impossible. So you're really, really hyping yourself up. And if there's something difficult that you need to take care of in your life, use that hype machine to push through any obstacles and to just go. It's kind of like faking it to make it, but the difference is that you get the outcome and the skills and everything that you need appear in that process. So by the end of it, you're no longer faking it, it's real. It's really empowering. So Libra, I mean, I don't necessarily share this belief, but stereotypically, you guys are said to be indecisive. And I always take that on board as in Libras aren't indecisive, but they take a little bit longer because they're pooling all the information. They really do their research, and it takes a little bit longer. So you can use that natural ability, but with that new moon in Sag, it's like bullseye, this is the new goal, let's go towards it. So the pace picks up and you can really enjoy a major sense of certainty here. Mercury goes retrograde on the 12th as well, and it stays in retrograde until the 24th of December. So Mercury retrogrades in your 4th house of your roots. So again, you're able to kind of zoom out, and rather than take action, you're able to evaluate and be aware of the ultimate dream and what needs to be added in order to make this thing more solid and relevant in your life so you can build upon and improve things. And that continues until the 23rd. And what's also interesting in this middle of the month kind of gap is that all the outer planets, Saturn, Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, they are indicative of the outside world and how society influences you. And with them all staying in the sign that they're in now and not causing any waves or anything, it's kind of like you have a moment of peace and reflection, and no one's knocking on your door all the time saying, hello, can I need you for this and that. So there's little room for you to be distracted. So you really get to focus on, what do I want to grow into? What do I want to alter? And how can I use my super sharp area of focus to make that happen now? On the 23rd then, Mercury retrogrades back into Sagittarius, and it goes back into your 3rd house of communication. It's there with Mars, which is your ambition and drive in Ceres, a sense of abundance and ease and wealth, and it's summertime and the harvest. So what can I expand upon, what can I learn, what can I integrate to make myself even more knowledgeable, but not just in a book kind of sense, as an academic knowledge. How can I use relevant information to help me on this journey and continue to make it fun and easy? That's really the gift here, that things which usually seem difficult suddenly make sense and you're not second guessing yourself at all. I like that because it's just easier during the day. If I'm constantly breaking my head over, am I right or not? It slows me down, right? 26th of December, we've got a full moon in Cancer, and that happens in your 10th house of work. So if I want to take care of myself, or I feel like I do want to take care of myself, I know that I love myself, look at everything I've done, I feel good about where I'm at. The next step to really take care of myself is to get to a place, work-wise, circumstance-wise, schedule-wise, where I feel comfortable in my own experience. And it's down to me, and I certainly have the ability to adapt things so that I do feel at home, not just in my actual home and around the people I love, but in my work. So you're able, Libra, as a group, to really hone in on that aspect of the planets to say, how can I create a sense of contentedness and ease in all areas of my life? And I've mentioned people and work and stuff. If there's something else that is on your to-do list, an area that may not be experienced by others, but you don't feel quite at ease, you can get to that place of ease by taking action around it. So please don't be afraid to insert yourself in situations. Your contribution is really positive. On the 30th of December, Venus goes into Sagittarius as well. So now it's all about new ideas, and it gets to the point where if something is fresh and exciting, then I'm going to engage with it. And the focus becomes less on perfection, but it's more of, I don't want to be as productive. I want something just for fun. And it's a good time to recharge your batteries now and not to expect yourself to be productive at all times. I mean, we shouldn't all be productive at all times, right? That's why they have Sundays. You get to relax. 30th of December as well, we have Jupiter, the lucky planet, in Taurus, and that goes direct in your 8th house. And I do have to say that with the lucky planet in your 8th house of institutions, groups of people, transformation and change, life and death, rebirth, Uranus is in there as well, the miraculous and the unexpected. So you are really blessed to have those two in Taurus, because it means that if you have tried to get in touch with an organization or a community or a religion or whatever, like a group of people, and you've been trying to get your foot in the door and you've been trying to work with them, Jupiter and Uranus really support that. So if you've been trying to get into a course on veterinary science and it's just major, it's really competitive and it's difficult to get into, you guys as Libras are supported at the end of the month here, and it's during the time and that process of getting your foot in the door. So if you do the application, you'll have ideas. Maybe I could insert this, that's different, that will make me stand out. And then it's more likely that I get a scholarship or that I get an acceptance letter or whatever it is. You also appear more suitable to other people, whether that's true or not. And that's that act as if thing again. You may kind of sneak into situations which ultimately you're not perfect for, but in the meantime, you can pick everything up that then makes you perfect. And by the time you get to the interview or the first day or whatever it may be, then you are prepared. So don't kind of prevent yourself from doing things just because you don't have all the information right now. You will get it as you go. So don't let that stop you. And if you look around at your friends and family members and stuff, usually most people who, and I guess I'm generalizing, but a lot of people who get a certain job, they don't tick every box on the job requirement list. Some of those things can be added in later, and there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, so that's what I get for you here in December. I hope you have a great month. If you'd like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, click on Book Your Reading to audio reading with me. And in my personal readings, I draw up your birth chart by taking your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth. If you don't have the time of birth, then there's a process called chart rectification where I can actually work that out for you. So if you're interested in that, get in touch, please. And the chart is a blueprint of who you are. It shows me so much. I'm always just gobsmacked. So your life purpose, strengths, weaknesses, what's destined in family or what's happened in the past, communication, perspective, income, anything at all. So if you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch. Have a fabulous month, and I'll speak to you soon. All the best.